Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon review for tonight's, well, I don't know what kind of show we're doing tonight. It's a bit of the preview, and of course, we're covering two players who look like they're going to be joining Newcastle United, or at least one definite. William Osula coming in from Sheffield United. We'll take a look at him. And breaking this afternoon could well be Mark Guehi, who we have covered on a transfer show before. What a signing that would be. And again, this is completely out of the blue. Nobody saw this coming. Yes, he was linked in the media quite a while ago, but not heavily linked. But having said that, it looks like we are seriously in for him. And that rather becomes a statement signing. Still nobody on the right-hand side, of course, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. Simple as that. But if you do enjoy tonight's show, give it the thumbs up, please. It does really help the channel. And of course, if you're new, why not subscribe? Come and be part of this brilliant community on the Toon Review. It is free to do so, but make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload or a scheduled live show. You can support the channel via membership by hitting the join button underneath the three of us. And of course, you can super chat the channel to donate that way, and you will guarantee your comments to be read out on the show. You just hit that $ at the bottom of the live comments. Good evening, chaps.
Good evening, and good evening to all in Viewerland.
Hello.
Well, let's start with Mark Guehi, shall we? Because that has taken over the headlines a little bit this afternoon, hasn't it? It looks as well like Paul Mitchell is dealing with the whole thing as well. That's what the reports are saying, Alex, that Mitchell is overseeing this personally.
Yeah, I mean, this has come from David Ornstein. I appreciate there are a few other people that had a stab in the dark at this. Fair enough. I'm not really bothered about who gets credit. Don't care. But yeah, a few people have had a stab in the dark. I'm not quite sure where Ornstein gets all of this, to be completely honest. He must know everyone. So, but yeah, the fact that it's come from David Ornstein is quite good. Apparently, we are the first club to have approached Crystal Palace to sign Mark Guehi. Obviously, we've had very favourable things said by Mark Guehi about St James's Park and Newcastle previously. He fits everything we need. He's a right-footed centre-half. I appreciate that he does play on the left for Palace and he played on the left for England, but he can play both sides. 24, pacey, experienced, Premier League, proven centre-half. Exactly what we need. But it seems quite early doors yet, so I wouldn't get our hopes up.
It's very early stages, yeah.
Because there are other clubs that could most certainly get involved in this and be annoying.
Chelsea.
It's more about the wages. If someone comes in and just goes, "Here's £250,000 a week,"
yeah,
we'll walk away straight away. So, yeah.
That's
one of those.
By the way, those of you that are commenting that Alex looks like a Star Wars hologram or he's in a steam room, he has camera issues. So I put out a plea. If somebody does have a decent camera that they can donate to the channel and to Alex to make him come across as a human being instead of Yoda, then please get in touch via the email address in the description. He's having terrible problems with the computer camera, and
I'll
he needs
just do it like this, yeah.
So hopefully,
dwarf.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, we can get. It's very freaky, that actually, Alex. Please go back to being the hologram. That's not nice. Yeah. So yeah, if anybody does know of a place to get a camera, let us know, please, because it's about time that Alex actually got proed up a little bit. We got a couple of super chats. One from Chippers. Thanks, mate. People have to realise we won't have 3 Isaks as strikers. No team has 3 world-class strikers. For people to call Osula a failure before giving him a chance is pathetic. Zishan, thank you for your super chat as well. Looks like we have a new sporting director in the form of Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, he's supposed to have spoken to Mark Guehi about coming to St James's Park as a player. Can I just say about Mark Guehi, I never really rated him that much. Certainly as an international player. Also a really good centre-back in the Premier League. But since the European Championships, Christ, I think he's an elite centre-back. And if we do get this fella, then I'm thinking, top 4, definitely. Definitely.
Well, it could well be that way. Alessandro Minetti has gifted a Toon Review membership. Thank you very much, Alessandro, for that. I mean, Billy, obviously you've just mentioned there that he wasn't particularly high up on your list before the Euros, but I do remember, we were talking about him a lot when we were watching him in the Euros, thinking, this guy's actually a talent.
No, he's our best defender by a country mile. An absolute country mile in the Euros. And one of the best defenders in the whole tournament, if I'm perfectly honest. Certainly centre-halves. Outstanding player. And he's not just a brilliant defender. He's another one of these players that can look comfortable with the ball at the feet as well. So, yeah, all in all, £60 million. A lot of people say that's a lot of money for a centre-half.
Yeah.
But not for an elite one like this. And I think he is elite. He's not old. Why was he 24, 25? Not really old. He's got 6-7 years of top quality football in him yet. I think it'll be a fantastic sign if we manage to get him through the door. I understand that the club will be in for him. I don't think it'll be Chelsea. I think Chelsea have done their bit for centre halves. They've got enough centre halves, but maybe somebody else will come in for him. I think Manchester United won't be. They've got Yoro, but he's injured again now, isn't he? So
he is, yeah.
Potentially them, but we shall see.
Yeah. Oh, my heart bleeds. Dr. House has gifted a Toon Review membership as well, as have I. I've gifted 5, so there you go. I'm feeling generous tonight, so I've gifted 5. I honestly believe this deal gets done. Look like Chow was a smokescreen, or it could be the other way around.
No, we'll see.
We're definitely in for one of them. That's a certainty.
Can I just reference of it? I just want to add a point to what Billy and you guys just said. I still have a question mark over Mark Guehi.
Oh.
I feel like pre-Euros, he was very much a top half Europa League, but maybe not quite good enough for a top team kind of player. There were a couple of question marks over whether he could do it at the top end. I feel reluctant to move on from that opinion based on the tournament with England.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely played up. The question is, but he's 24. Is this a case of he's just going to get better and step up to that next level? Or, yeah. So I think he's 100% worth it. He's worth the punt, but there is a question mark over whether he can step up to that level. I feel a lot more comfortable having watched Botman that he's able to do that. 100%. I think he's at that level, especially when he's not injured. But
Guehi and Botman as a two after Fabian Schär, obviously, but Guehi and Botman as our future centre backs, I don't think many people would complain about that, would they?
No, I think it's the right move, and I think he'll improve. Yeah. He'll improve in our side. He's still young. He's young enough to spend the next 3 years developing until he's like 27. I think he'll be fine, but I just feel like I'm reluctant to go, yes, he's an absolute nailed-on superstar straight away. I think that's a little bit premature. You've always got to have these, opinions on him. You've got to wait.
Well, he performed in the Euros as well. I think one of the best centre-backs in the tournament. I think coming to St James's Park with the atmosphere, 52,000 fans behind him week in, week out, we'll see it at a league level as well.
Well, he did say it was his favourite ground as well, apart from Selhurst Park, didn't he? So,
Selhurst Park is hardly the place for atmosphere, is it? Let's be honest.
Well, I don't know.
They think it is, but I've been there before. It's shit.
Okay. Thanks, Billy. Ian Fleming, thank you for your super chat. Just to say, Paul, on this morning's show, you're on about the transfer window closing 1st of September. It closes the 30th of August.
It's a Friday, isn't it?
As the 1st is a Sunday. Yeah, so the deadline day stream will be an all-day Friday. And remember, we're looking to hit £5,000 raised for charity on that day. 4,300 just over was the total we raised last time. We are aiming for the big £5,000 this time. It'll be a fantastic day, and hopefully a lot of money gets raised. And you know what? I put out a call, and as usual, our viewers never fail. Bruv Butler says, leave that one with me, Paul. I have 9 new webcams coming soon. When they arrive, I'll drop you an email. There you go. Bruv Butler, you're a star.
Lovely jubbly.
Absolutely. Elaine says, come on the Toon, keep the run going. Good evening to Gillian. This channel has been on fire this week. Thanks, TTR. I don't think that coincides with my return, does it? I don't know. Anyway.
Or the fact that we actually get to play football, that might help.
Yes. Oh, Alex, don't dumb me down, mate. Just let me feel good for a little while, please. Ruffian Benisian says, Guehi last season played right centre-back in a back 3, 4 and a 5, as well as CCB in a back three.
Centre back.
Yeah. And the defensive midfielder in the last match for Palace last season. Jacqueline says it feels ages since she's been able to catch a live show. Well, good evening to you. John Lee says it would be nice to see a return to more clean sheets. Yeah. If we go on a clean sheet run, definitely. I mean, that it strengthens our defense somewhat massively. And look, it is an exciting signing. This is a signing that gets the Newcastle United fans' blood flowing. It is what we've been looking for. I suppose, Billy, the next on the list would be the right-hand side.
I think if we sign Mark Guehi, if that was to happen, I'm going to say that the right winger won't be the statement signing, and the centre back will be.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
If we're spending 60 million on the centre back that we weren't going to spend any on because we were going to get tossing, I think the money's got to come from somewhere to pay for that. And I just think that a right winger won't be as much. I think we'll get.
I don't see why we don't go big on both. Why would we not have enough money?
PSR basically.
Yeah, I know, but we don't care about that. We'll push that.
I hope they do.
That's next year's problem. Additionally, we might be able to shift a few players this summer. Maybe after we've spent the money, we'll shift them, and then we can try shifting some in January as well. It just may be a case of if we buy a right winger this summer, we have another quiet January.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it could work that way. But we always have quiet Januaries, let's be honest, apart from the Gordon signing.
Well, you never know.
I would rather we went big this summer and just.
No, I agree with you. I don't mean. I'm just thinking that the original plan was to sign 2-3 centre backs, and we're going to have to spend a lot of money on one. So
I'm just conscious of the fact that last summer we put our money into things that weren't needed immediately in Hall, Tino. Obviously, they're coming good now.
Yeah.
But we spent a lot of money on stuff that we didn't need immediately last year, and it came back to bite us. We got very unlucky. We rolled the dice with injuries. We got done.
I mean, if we have £100 million, let's say we've got just a base part figure, 100 million. The least we're going to spend on Guehi would be 50, wouldn't it? Add the 10th as Osula, then you 40 million to get you a decent right winger, wouldn't it? But it wouldn't be a statement sign, I don't think.
It's not going to get you an Mbuemo or a foreign.
No.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Mark says, good evening from the South Coast. Hi, everyone. Paul, did you know that when the Toon comes to Bournemouth over the bank holiday, it's the 125th anniversary of Bournemouth Club, so it should be a special day. I didn't know that, but thank you for letting us know. Andy says, I'm underwhelmed by him, to be honest. I'd rather have his teammate Anderson. Also, if we end up paying £60 million plus, I think there's better options. Silver for me.
He's considerably younger than Anderson, though.
100%.
I mean, again, it doesn't matter who we sign or who we're linked with. There's always going to be fans who are underwhelmed.
What way he brings to the centre-back line is pace, and that's something we've wanted in our centre-back line for a long time.
Because we're not sure Botman's going to come back with the pace he had because of the injury.
He wasn't the fastest player anyway.
Well, no, exactly. That's what I mean. So, we do need a pacey centre-back. Tom says Botman, Guehi, Tino and Hall for 5+ years could be phenomenal. Oh, what a back four. I mean, let's be honest, guys. We've never been resounded over the years for having a brilliant back four, do we? We've never had that actual statement of having four players.
Yeah, it's always been throw the kitchen sink at people, but we always left the back door open, basically.
Brian Austin says Goldbridge states the bookies say Eddie Howe is top of the list for first manager to be sacked. Yes, he is leading the bookies. We spoke a lot briefly this morning. Are you a bit surprised by that, Alex?
Sorry, I was just reading a comment about me being right. Can you say that again?
Oh, well, obviously,
from that well-known lunatic, how it's me.
Exactly.
Agent Tech Streams, I know you're in the chat. I've sent you an email, matey, regarding the intro, so I don't know whether you've got it, but just let me know, will you? Because I did send you an email yesterday. Anyway, as I was saying before, Alex just didn't pay any attention because obviously the more important stuff about somebody saying he's right obviously comes to fruition. Yeah, exactly. Now, what I was going to say was I haven't got a fucking clue what I was going to say because
what were we talking about?
What was it?
I
was going to ask you.
Eddie Howe.
Yes. Were you surprised that he's Bookie's favourite for first manager to be sacked?
I didn't know he was. I've just found
out.
Yeah,
he is, yeah.
I think it's more leaving the post, and I think the fact he's favourite to be England manager puts him high.
Billy, you mentioned that every single show. Will you shut
up?
Well,
that's why he's favourite to be the first manager to leave
the post.
Stop
mentioning it.
Well, they don't say that, do they?
No,
I think it's naive. I think it's silly from the bookmakers, and I think it's potentially easy money to bet the opposite way. But obviously, you can never be 100% sure with these things. But it is a strange one. I think there are definitely managers that would go before him. I think that's madness.
But the reason why people are making him betting on it is because he's heavily linked with the England job. Simple as that. It's clever betting. Actually.
Is it first one to leave or first one to be
first
sacked?
one to leave the post? Yeah.
Are you sure that is right, Billy?
It's first departure. They call it, don't they?
Interesting. I mean, Goldbridge found it absolutely absurd.
I don't think either. I mean, you can see in pre-season we're buying players for a system.
Yeah, we're beginning.
This is years in the making of. Why would we just bin it off now? Even if Eddie Howe has a really bad run of form for 2 or 3 months, you can see what we're building. You know, unless he does something outrageously wrong, you can see it.
Yes, Ross, I tend to agree that it's the end for Lascelles if we do bring Guehi in, because that'll leave Shea Bottom and Byrne and Kelly. I don't think any of those players are going to be underneath Lascelles when it comes to picking the side. But Lascelles isn't going to be back for a while anyway. Faramir says, if we get Guehi, Newcastle United will be buying Chelsea Academy Players of the Year.
That's true.
Yes, Ali B says, good news about Guehi. My only reservation is if it means we have less to spend on a right winger, couldn't we find a decent right centre back that doesn't break the bank due to English premium?
I think you pay a lot of money for someone that's performed that much, no matter what nationality they are, to be honest.
Yeah, he's in England. In England international as well, let's be fair.
The accountant's homegrown, which is handy.
Yeah. Scott says, Paul, did you ever get a response from the club? Also, if going back to games, will you still do your pre- and post-match vlogs? Yes, I'm going to do them. I did get a reply from the club. I got a full apology. This season, I've actually got an extra ticket because for my illness, I have a personal assistant ticket as well, which was a rigmarole to get, by the way, which I think has upset a lot of disabled fans, certainly with the way they've got to go about proving the disabilities. I can see both sides to it, to be honest, but I got mine sorted. So Phoebe will be coming with me to the games, and obviously the games Phoebe doesn't do, then my old mucker next to me on the screen will probably be able to get first dabs. It just means I have to sit with Alex, listen to his statistical analysis throughout the 90 minutes. But I don't mind.
Hey, it's a great 90 minutes sitting with Stato.
It is.
Exactly. I'm coming to the Spurs game, by the way. I got a ticket.
I know you are. Yeah, I saw that. Well, I sat with Alex it was the cellar. I've sat with him quite a few times at the games,
many
of
times.
course.
Level 7 Carabao Cup games.
Yeah, well, let's not forget. Let's not go to level 7 again. Jimmy's in the house. Billy Trey is a legend. Welcome back, Paul, and hello, Stato. Trevor says, I'll miss tomorrow's game. My girls came home from uni and we are spending the day shopping.
Oh, condolences.
Oh, indeed. Niall says, I don't agree, Billy. We won't spend 60 million on him.
It won't be far off it.
I'd be astounded if we get him for much less than 60 million, given that, like we've just said, he's an English player and he's an England international. These guys don't come cheap. Why did that sound like a budgie when I said cheap there? That was weird. My voice might be breaking. Neza says, "Are you okay, Paul?" I'm good. I'm tanned. I'm fresh, ready to go for the season. Definitely. Lee says, "If we could only sign one marquee player in this window, would you rather it was right-footed centre back or a right winger?" I've said all along I want a right winger in. Honestly, that's my opinion and only my opinion. I think a right winger. For me, is the position we need to improve. That's nothing against Murphy. Murphy's done fantastically well. Miggy's done for me. I think we've got to go and do that. And LG's made a comment there saying Keith Downing said he thinks we've got less than 100 million. He thinks. Keith Downey doesn't know either, to be fair. Nobody knows. The only
Most
people
of the
who tell me-
journalists stated we weren't close to any signings yesterday. Luke Edwards tweeted, "We're not close to anything right now," and then Osula got basically announced.
and now
So
he did this, or
they haven't got. It's not that they haven't got a clue. That's rude. They've all got different sources. And
Keith Downey's just simply given his opinion. He thinks that we've got less than 100 million. I think it was between 50 and 100. He said. So he's just
you can't listen to any
across.
of them. You can't listen to any of them. You've got to listen to all of them and make your own opinion, because all of them are some of them are sometimes right, some of them are sometimes wrong. They've all got different sources and contacts within parts of the game. Some of them hit and miss. It's not that they're wrong; it's that they've only got half the puzzle.
Yeah, indeed. Revenger 32, thank you for your super chat. Splash the cash is the goal. Make Alex happy.
Yes, please.
Everybody wants to make Alex happy.
I think the right wing is the most important position because we've got Fabian Schär centre back, so the right wing's position is more urgent to me.
Don't jinx it. I said this last summer. We are a Fabian Schär ACL injury for having a really bad time.
You just said it.
I don't want as good as Emil Kraft has been in preseason, and I like the guy. I don't want Emil Kraft having to play 45 matches next year in all competitions. I just don't. Not at all. No. I like him, but he's not at that level to play 45 matches for us. No. I would much rather... Look, I'm going to do this the Mourinho way. I would rather we kept a clean sheet and got a point because we've got a proper defence than splash on a right winger and Fabian Schär goes ping and then we're up. Yeah. I think it's better. It's smarter to do it.
That's great logic.
It's damage limitations. It's the safer way to do it is build back forwards.
To be honest, I agree with Tom there. I can't believe people are turning their noses up at Gui. It's stunning sometimes. It really is. James Morrison, thank you for your super chat. I'd take a punt on Rocky alone with an obligation. Yeah, he was mentioned yesterday in my Daily News show, but nothing's moved on from there.
Where does he play? What position is he?
He's a striker.
Not going to happen.
Not now. Not now with the Osula coming in. Definitely not. Hi, it's me. Says you guys prove you can agree to disagree. I love it. But Alex is usually right. Please. Is that your mum in disguise, Alex?
I mean, she's got her own YouTube, so definitely not. She's Mama Stato.
I wonder if Mama Stato's out there somewhere tonight, because we'd love to know Stato's middle name.
I think she's ill today, so unavailable. Sorry.
We need to know. Revenger 32, thank you for another super chat. I'd rather fortify our defence, injuries, and concede many. Well,
that's true.
Yeah. Laura says, sorry, Paul and Toon, for this girly question, but how do the new shirts wash? Will they shrink at all? They don't shrink, no. But I wouldn't put them in the tumble dryer, though. I'd just sort of dry them naturally. But I'm a little disappointed because my third top arrived yesterday and it's got a defect. There's a sort of mark just underneath the seller advert, the sponsor. And it's plain as day. You can see it. I've took some photos today to send back to Adidas because I would like a replacement. It is a defected top, but I did try it on and it's a wonderful fit. And the shirt is just magnificent. It is gorgeous.
Which one is that? Is that the new one?
Yeah,
the white and green one.
Yeah, it's like a pro top.
Sorry, have you seen this picture, by the way, today that they've released?
The retro one.
Oh, I'm not even screen sharing. Sorry, it is absolutely filthy. This picture. It needs to come with warnings.
Oh,
that is outrageous.
Yeah.
It's basically them taking over the center of Tokyo with all of the branding, and then
it's incredible.
Those three with the shirts on.
I mean, Adidas must have spent a fortune on that, for the advertising rights to do that. Basically, let's shut down Tokyo's main square, and we shall turn it into
it's like the Times Square of Asia.
Newcastle. Yeah, it's incredible. Ray says it would be nice to have another English international player in our team. Indeed. Yes, thanks, mate. Cheers. Anderson is 28, my bad, and Goldbridge can sit on his thumb. Well, why are we having to go Goldbridge? He was right what he said yesterday, that he was astounded, and he laughed at it, saying that Eddie Howe would be first to leave. He laughed and said it was a joke because when he went through some of the other managers, do you know who I think will be first to go? Sean Dyche. I honestly do, because Everton have had a dreadful start to pre-season. They look awful, and they are moving to their new ground after this season, and they will not want to be in the Championship. So I think they will panic, they will pull the trigger and get rid of Dyche. He's done what he needed to do and keep them up last year. I think it's a different kettle of fish this year.
There's lots of managers under pressure. Ten Hag's one. I think Slot, if he doesn't start well, he's another one. I think the lad at Chelsea, Moesca, I think he's definitely one. You know, there's a few players managers that are under a lot of pressure to start the season.
Promoted teams managers as well.
Yeah, I think Cooper will be safe with Leicester because obviously he's a new manager. But
Mark Routledge says it's now to do with that Billy. His favourite to be sacked.
Well, I don't think it is.
Well,
because if it is, that's ridiculous. People bet on that. He won't get sacked.
So when we win a trophy, I'll do the blonde hair and the middle names. There we go.
Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate that. Thank you. The real RZ says saying he's an England international doesn't mean much really when they play like trash. Well, it does.
Well, I mean, final, mate. On the back of the defence.
Whether we say England are good or not, and that really doesn't matter. He's an England international, and like Billy says, it was because we defended pretty well that we got to the final. The rest was horse muck.
Tom, stop guessing my middle names. You're wrong on all of them, by the way.
I'm sure it's Lindsay or something, but we'll find out. We will find out eventually. Jan says, "Call me silly, but put some money on the Toon to win the Premier League this time around. £100 for me. It's coming, and there is the FA that can do about it." I mean, didn't we get somebody this morning as well saying that, Billy, that they were saying we were going to win the Premier League this year?
I admire the confidence. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
There was an Arsenal fan I saw on Twitter today that said if we get Guehi and a decent right winger, he thinks we could be title challengers. I'm like, oh, very generous of you.
David Smith, thank you for being a member for 26 months. He's put Scarborough. I don't know what that's all about.
So your middle name's Tato Scarborough?
Definitely not.
Anyway, Alex, we want your opinion on. Actually, Alec Coffee makes a good point there. It's still open, guys. The voting for the Football Content Awards 2024. Please click on the link at the top of the description, and if you're kind enough to vote for us, fill all the form in, and then put us in the category of Best Club Content Creator - Premier League. So that's Best Club Content Creator - Premier League. We really want to get to the finals again this year. Me and Alex had a great time there last year, apart from some drunken, crazy, stupid Scouse bitch slamming at the back of my car on the way back to the hotel after the show when Alex deserted me and left me for dead in Liverpool. It was a great night, in all honesty, and we'd love to get back there and hopefully try and bring something home this time. But we'll see. We'll see. Guys, right, I'm going to address this because it's starting to piss me off, right? Billy vapes, I vape, so what? That is our decision, all right? We're not sitting here with big bloody joints or cigarettes in our hands. We vape. So
Some
what?
do. Some do.
Some do. Some do smoke on camera, right? But listen, this comment here, it's a bad image for young fans to suck vapes all day. And who is there? It's just the one guy, the top two. Well, I vape as well. Just leave it. If you don't like it, then turn the camera off and just listen. You can listen to it on a podcast later on if you want. You don't have to watch. But that didn't do my ears any good. But please, guys, look, just Christ almighty. Look, it's people's choice to vape, whether they want to or not. Some people actually smoke cigarettes on the screen.
Billy might be doing this because he's given up cigarettes and he's actually managed to beat an addiction and is being
which is
why I gave an addiction to smoking in 2011. Yeah, I haven't given up the addiction for vape yet. 13 years I've been vaping.
I vape because I quit smoking. All right, so come on. Just let's keep it to football, guys. It doesn't matter what we do. And as for this thing saying, it's bad for young people's image. I'm sorry, but our channel demographic ranges from pretty much adults. It's not really a kids channel. Yes, we've got kids watching with the families and things like that, which we perfectly enjoy, but it doesn't sway them, guys. Just because they see somebody on screen vaping, it doesn't sway them. I'm sorry, it's a load of crap.
I mean, I've got a beer. I mean, technically, it is a 0% beer, but even so,
yeah. Look, people drink. People, it just how it, guys. You know, it's a bit petty. If you don't like it, then see ya. Just watch something else. It's really starting to peeve me off, and it's the same people commenting all the time. It's just the same 2 or 3. It's just not on. This is football on here, and as I say, what we do is our choice. Okay, I'm doing it to stop smoking. Billy has done it to stop smoking, but he's been stopped smoking. He's been trying to stop smoking for 13 years.
I have stopped smoking. It's only when I go on the piss I'll smoke, and I've been on the piss for 3 years. So there you go. I think I've cracked it now. Yeah, there you go. We're all different personalities, as is everybody in life. So please, guys, just leave it. Kieran, thank you for your super chat. There's nothing wrong with vapes. At least you are not doing drugs. Exactly. Well, Billy is actually, but they're painkillers. Don't worry. Anyway, Osula, Alex.
Hang on, let me get different tabs open. I've got Yokohama up.
Don't talk tabs for fuck's sake.
Talk about tabs, Alex. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, all right. Let's do Will Osula first.
Well, do you have Guehi there? Like, I didn't know whether you had Guehi available.
I thought you wanted to do the match preview, but yeah, I've got
Osula. Sure. I mean, it's not going to take a lot of time doing the match preview, is it? Really, compared to these 2 players.
I researched them properly. I'll have you know.
Oh, I know that, don't you? Why did you go all posh on me there, Alex?
That's everything apart from what day of the week it is.
Well, yes.
I thought it was Thursday, to be fair, yeah.
Yeah. Alex sent a rather sharp message to me saying, why are we not covering Guehi and Osuna tonight? And why can't we just do the match preview tomorrow? But to be fair, Alex,
I stand by it. It would have made sense if it was Thursday.
Yes. But to be fair to Alex, he took it on the chin and called himself a moron. So
yeah, it was terrible.
So which player are you bringing up first, Alex? Because
I've got Osula, because it's what you've said. We'll do it first.
Right, because there was a player today. Sorry, Avengers just sent in another super chat. Worry for AG10, slow start, lack of Euro and preseason game. I wouldn't worry about his fitness. He's sharp as a.
Barnes looks all right as well, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, I don't know whether you saw the show this morning, Alex. We did. We had a poll up saying how many, what was people's views on the Osula signing. Are they happy with one or are they not? And there was over 700 votes, I think, Billy, on the show this morning, and I think was it 79% in favor? Yeah. So it was massive. So despite what a lot of social media is saying about fans not, we of course are the channel for Newcastle United fans. So basically 79% of the fan base are happy with the signing.
Yeah, they should be. Obviously, there's not much data to go on, but am I not screen sharing again? What happened to the screen?
No,
share?
Alex, I don't know what you're doing tonight, matey, but you're all over the place.
It's disappeared. Oh, there you go. All right, well, here's Osula then.
Well, you know what? If you relaunch your Chrome from time to time to update it, you might not have these problems.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
So I'm going to just do Sanjay's thread because I read it as I finished work today as I was walking back to the car, and it is fantastic. So I think it's probably some of Sanjay's best work yet. So I am going to use his thread because there isn't a lot of data on Osula, unfortunately, because he's not done too many Premier League minutes. We will have a look at his FB ref.
Yvonne, thank you for your super chat as well. There's no comment there, but thank you, Yvonne. Sorry, Alex.
Yeah, so this is some of Sanjay's best work. So I am going to start this off before we see any of the juicy goodness. Go and follow this man, Sanjay, on Twitter. He is fantastic. He does great threads. It's not his job. He doesn't get paid to do this. He just writes interesting and decent content for people to learn more about their club, their players, potential signings. It's basically what I like doing as well. I like doing this for you guys because I'm obsessed. I'm a nerd about football and it's useful. So please go and credit him by giving him a follow and a comment and a like and stuff on Twitter because this is his work, not mine. So let's have a quick look at his FB ref before we get started.
Oh, I thought that had nothing
which
there.
is not great. So William Idamudia Daugard Osula.
Well,
that'll do.
Daugard's definitely Danish. Osula, you could say, is Danish. William, yeah, but
English.
Idamudia.
William's English. Can't get any more English than William.
Well, you can't. All right, Billy, steady on, son. I know that's your name, but chill.
So he is gonna turn. Well, I mean, it's his birthday. Yeah, there you go. 364 days. So it's his birthday tomorrow.
What a present! What a present for him. Signing for the Toon.
Exactly. His data, on the other hand, isn't a present. So, right before you start typing, everyone, he was playing in one of the worst Premier League teams we have ever seen.
Yeah, see, this is the problem we've got, Alex. Yeah, exactly. They're terrible.
I think Sheffield United, how many goals did they score? 28? Was it 38, 28? Something like that. I think Isak basically was most of the way there to what Sheffield United scored in the entire season. It was poor. It was abysmal. So this really doesn't do him justice. He was coming on as a substitute. He was chasing games. They were getting absolutely battered. I would implore you to ignore this information because I think this is useless and does not give you the true picture at all. I really would ignore it. There are a couple of little interesting underlies in there that you can see. Outliers. The clearances and aerial duels. He is tall. He is 6'3", 6'4". It seems to vary. He's trying 2.4 shots per game according to this data. But again, it's very, very skewed by him being brought on, chasing games in a bad side, no possession, pinging off everywhere. It was awful. It was in the side where Cameron Archer looked terrible. Ben Brereton Diaz looked terrible. They all looked awful. They were all shocking. So we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt on this channel, and we'll actually go and have a look at how he's performing at the moment. So he has scored in his last 3 appearances. He's played for Denmark U21s, and he's been scoring in preseason as well. So apparently it is 10 mil plus 5. A few places reporting 15 plus 5. I think that's wider than mark.
I think it is 10 plus 5 add-ons. Yeah.
So here he is. Born in Copenhagen, Osula was signed by Sheffield United as a 15-year-old in 2018 and signed his first pro contract in 2021. He did have a decent loan spell at Derby as well. There were a couple of issues with that where he got red carded in one of the games, but that's by the by. Scroll down and have a look at some stuff. So this is important. This is what things like FB Ref and Sky Sports do not tell you because they don't do the work. Sorry, Keith. So he was given then a starting role in Sheffield United's first 3 Premier League games. Sanjay thinks he should have got more minutes. I agree with him. I think he should have been given a fairer crack of the whip. I think Sheffield United started to panic. He did get 30 goals in 14 academy games, which is fantastic, to be fair to him. And he did have his stint when he was in Derby they were in League One at the time. So the lack of senior minutes, there you go. This is basically agreeing with what we've just stated a second ago. The lack of senior minutes means it's hard to judge him purely on track record, as his data sample size is tiny and is massively skewed by sub appearances. The real thing the club will be looking out for is for the right traits and characteristics. Absolutely the same way we were looking at Anthony Gordon. We're looking for physicality, athleticism, technical ability, potential, high skill ceiling. We're looking for, does he have the right ingredients? So he is a proper 9, very much a right-footed 9 who does like to drift out left as well. Is there anybody else that you two know, guys, who is 6'3", 6'4", centre forward who can play left, quite athletic, right-footed? Ring any bells?
Oh, it could be. Is that
Yeah.
Exactly. So he profiles very much like Isak in terms of physical attributes, technical attributes, where he wants to play on the pitch, height. It all kind of matches up to a level. So Sanjay's saying here, he's very much a 9, and that's been his role for the majority of his career. He's had occasional appearances on the left flank, and he has elements to his skill set which allow this to work. Again, he's right-footed. He's good at cutting in with a shot. So we do have some little clips here, which we might as well let run play because this was in League One. I don't think we'll get copyrighted for that. So some fantastic goals there. He is quite capable of driving with the ball. He's very, very strong at shrugging off players. He is good at a little step over and a shot as well. So the Dane's best qualities at this stage are predominantly physical. He's 6'4", rapid, great upper body strength. Yeah, this is what we've just mentioned. Ball striking is very, very good as well. He is still a bit raw. This is another one of him getting in between the centre halves, forgets the ball. Oh, it's not even him. Oh, he isn't. Oh, no, that is him. That is him. So it was a bit, didn't secure that goal, unfortunately. But you can see it's the turn of pace that gets him in behind there. That was against Brighton. I think that was in the FA Cup. What have we got next? And this is one. Oh, this is a fantastic one as well. So a good driving run, turning in and running at the back four, gets a right-footed shot away.
He's playing with so many better players for us, though, isn't he? So the link-up play will be fantastic.
Indeed.
I just need really quick super chat out, Alex Jens. Thank you very much for yours. Just something to say. Have you all seen the photos of Bruno? He looks as happy as always to be with us. So whoever thought he wanted to leave, dumbasses. But the way he's put it is very interesting. He spelled dumbasses Dumbazzes. Cryptic by any chance? Anyway, carry on, Alex. Sorry.
Yeah. So he even in that clip, I think you could see maybe he's a little bit too keen on getting the shot off himself. When you've got a runner in there, you've got a player in left. He needs to get the shot off himself. He's quite young. He's very, very raw. He's always trying to get the shot off. I don't mind when Isak does it because he's very, very proven. When your 9 takes the shot, he's very confident in that. Ball carrying, this is stating that his ball carrying is very mixed.
This was the goal against York, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was a recent one, so fantastic goal there. But again, his first touch is a bit heavy. It's something that he'll need to improve on. This was against Gillingham, I believe. So yeah, that's another primary example. I think he says it in here, Sanjay does. Yeah, so one particular action he excels at is the step over to shot combination. Absolutely. You see that if you look at most of his YouTube highlights, it's always a quick little step over. He'll pick a direction, powerful shot. He's got that down. It's something he clearly does a lot in training. He's got that turn of pace as well where he can get himself a yard. It's just very raw at the moment. So this is him, surprisingly, against us. So this was in the 5-1 victory. This is him picking up the ball. Somebody's managed to get it to him from somewhere. And look at his driving run. Is this Burn? That's Burn. So big driving run. And a bit early, he takes the shot himself, left-footed. Potentially should be playing Brereton Diaz in there. In fact, he most certainly should be. He's tried the shot himself, left-footed. But he's managed to run through our entire midfield in running at Burn in a very dangerous situation. So this is against us, so we can definitely see it. This is his two-footedness. So again, nice awareness to be on the left-hand side. Step over, boom, left-footed shot into the right-hand side. Very, very left-footed and right. He is predominantly right-footed, I'm pretty sure, but he seems fairly two-footed in most of that. So his left-footed and right-footed shots are fine. His heading seems okay as well. Link-up play is okay. This is a fantastic 1-2, by the way, and he just absolutely destroys the entire midfield and back line. And I think he wins a penalty for his team there. So that's picked up from inside their half. A quick 1-2 to break away. It reminds me very much of what Willock and Isak do together when they're both on the pitch. They do a lot of this breakaway stuff. And I think this guy is in the right mould, 100%. This is another example of him being a bit raw. Just snatching, maybe taking that shot on marginally too quickly. Sanjay says he tends to snatch at his chances and he looks for power over placement. But again, it is to do with age and being improving. You've got off the ball work here. There you go, cheeky little header. But so Sanjay's referenced out of possession. He's hardworking, always willing to press. It's a prerequisite for Eddie Howe. It absolutely is. And it's a box which Osula ticks. Likewise, he's a decent dueler and his height makes him competent at helping to defend and attack crosses. Another thing that we like, we want a team of giants. Our team is one of the tallest in the Premier League. Naturally right-footed. So this is him being on the left-hand side. That was a left-footed shot that he scored from. So from the left, again, it's very sort of Isak positions he's taking up on the left. So Sanjay saying thus, I think he could do a job on the wing for me, but with his physical qualities and movement, he's very much a 9 who drifts positionally rather than a winger. I do 100% agree. I think he's possibly even a little bit more physical than Isak is at the moment, but Isak can sometimes struggle in duels.
Well, we mentioned that this morning, didn't we, Billy? That the heading ability. Yes, Isak scored a couple of headed goals, but he's not dominant in the air, is he?
No, but I think the point we made as well was coming on as substitute with 20 minutes to go and being a proper nuisance with his pace and his power. And it's what we want. And he might be raw at finishing, but he's 21 years of age almost. He's nowhere near his peak. That comes with experience and good quality coaching, which you obviously get at St James's Park.
100%.
Yeah, Keith Lee, thank you for your super chat. Osula is amazing physically. Just need to polish his decision making and technique. Learning from Isak and Wilson. High potential at that price. Yeah, very much so.
I mean, you can see his start to pre-season. 2 goals in a friendly against Norway under 21s for Denmark. He scored against York and he scored against Chesterfield as well. Go and watch those goals if you haven't. The highlights are available on YouTube. Obviously, wait till we finish the show, please. So he scored in his last 3 matches for club and country. You can see he's got all the right technical and physical attributes. He's a good age. He's homegrown. He's going to be 21 tomorrow. I don't see anything wrong with this. A lot of people are throwing their toys out the pram because he played a bunch of minutes for Sheffield United last year and didn't score. I don't think anybody could have scored in that team. It was tricky. They were absolute dross. And they should have been dead and buried long before they were in terms of relegation. So I think they were quite fortunate to not have already been relegated. But yeah, in terms of would I take him? I think he's fantastic. I think the main talking point here is I think he could possibly do with a loan. However, do we need him this year?
Yes, we do. We spoke about that this morning, Alex, and I don't think we're buying him to loan him out. I get where you're coming from, but also the point you've just made there. Do we need him this season? I think we do, especially if it's Wilson and Isak, because as much as we love Isak, he is temperamental to a few injuries as well.
Well, there's pros and cons to both. We could do with him having 40 odd matches in the Championship, but then at the same time, I think he would benefit a lot from staying at the club and the coaching. I think the coaching level with Newcastle now is through the roof. I think he'd learn so much, especially training with Isak and Wilson. But then if sod's law, Isak and Wilson decide to stay fit a bunch and this guy doesn't get a look in. But I think he'll get minutes. He'll get more minutes than a lot of third choice strikers would in the league because of how injury prone R2 are. So, but yeah, I think it's very much up for debate what we do with him because he needs developing. What's the best way to develop him?
Yeah. What we'll do, Alex, is we'll do Guehi later on in the weekend. We'll see how the transfer develops because we want to touch on obviously the opposition tomorrow as well. IDR sent in Revenge has sent in another super chat. Has a skill set for a 9, physicals, pace, size, shows promise as a finisher, needs to improve his mental passing and decision making. I love this move. Yeah, and obviously he's young enough to develop those very, very quickly. Laura says, Paul, while you're accepting complaints, I would like to say every single show I feel welcomed, accepted and appreciated. Put that in your vape and smoke it, Karen. Thank you very much for that. Paul Geordie says, I'm excited about Osula signing. Imagine him training and learning from Isak and Wilson. He is an absolute steal for me. Raw talent and very marketable. Absolutely. And it's going to improve. The Danish fans will keep an eye on him. Somebody said in the chat this morning that the Danish fans think he's awful. I'm not having that. They've never seen him for a start. He's been at Sheffield United. He plays in the Danish under-21 side. And like Billy said this morning, how many watch them? So let's just see how he turns out for us. Ian says, we've just got the best DOF in the world who is known for finding young talent, and then we are unhappy with him signing a young lad with loads of talent. What do we want? Exactly. And
the point is at the moment, I mean, with Wilson being out injured for the first game of the season, if we want to put a centre forward on the bench, it's going to have to be Ben Parkinson, who doesn't have a lot of mobility and it doesn't really look like he's going to crack any doors soon, maybe in the future. But at least now with Osula, we've got a bit of pace, power to come on and pressurise people in the last few minutes of games.
Ian goes on to say the Blades hardly attacked how was he meant to shine in that team. He is a number 3 to learn from Isak and Wilson and learn his trade. Let's get behind the kid, not slate him. Is that Mr. Spoon's talking sense? I mean, I'm quite shocked by that. Love you, buddy. Pompey have just signed Elias Sorensen. Wow, have they really?
Yeah, there was an article about this yesterday about him coming back to the UK.
That's a decent move for him, actually. Right, let's turn our attention to tomorrow. Of course, Newcastle finished the Japanese trip with kickoff. I think, kickoff is 11 o'clock. We go live at 10:45 for a little bit of match build-up and then full commentary of the game right here. So if you watch it, knock the commentary off and listen to us. Best way to do it. Are you joining us for the commentary tomorrow, Alex?
Absolutely.
There you go. So it'll be the three of us for the commentary tomorrow, and hopefully we see a very good game. But Alex, talk us through a little bit about the opposition, Yokohama Marinos, or Marinos, whatever they are.
Yeah, not to be confused with Yokohama FC. They are different clubs. So Yokohama F Marinos. I've got their last season's table in here. They did finish second to Vissel Kobe. 63 goals scored with 40 goals. Ignore that it's not 38 matches, it's 34. The league formats changed from 18 back to 20 teams in the J1 League this year. So ignore that. But they did finish second. They were in the Asian Champions League as well, and did okay. They did get knocked out. We will show you that. Currently this season, they are 11th. They are 1 place behind, 1 point behind the Urawa Reds. That's really hard to say still. I can't get my head around that one.
Yeah.
So they're 1 place behind them. They've had a bit of a dodgy four losses in a row. They've managed to steady the ship. 2 recent wins, 37 goals scored, 37 goals conceded. They are basically the definition of mid-table at this point. But they are, again, the Reds, the Red Diamonds, I'm going to call them the Red Diamonds, and Yokohama, both probably very frustrated at being mid-table. They would both wanting to be very much up there, and they're not. So if we scroll down and have a look at their season, there's the little 4-loss streak that has really done them dirty. Recent games, so this is the one I want to look at. I watched bits of a full match review that I could find, a full match run through, and the highlights. I think they were quite lucky. 4-1 flatters them. It was against Kashima. I think it's the Kashima Antlers, I think is their name. Please don't copy Americans with your naming of teams in Japan. Yeah, there you go. The Antlers, Kashima Antlers. So they won 4-1, but I think that very much flatters them. I think there were soft goals from set pieces and mistakes and errors from the opposition.
Yeah.
So this was how they lined up. This is them in blue. They have a lot of Brazilians. The front three here are all Brazilian. Jan Mateus is a younger left-footed right winger who is Brazilian. Anderson Lopez is a seasoned striker. Again,
why do I, when I hear that name, Jan Mateus, I want to start singing? Jan Mateus.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, thank you very much, Billy. That's a compliment coming from you. I do appreciate that.
Anyway.
Carry on, Alex.
Elber, the number 7, is also Brazilian. So 3 up front, Brazilian. He is right-footed and cuts in. So they're playing with inverted wingers. They also have Eduardo, who is, funnily enough, another Brazilian. He's one of their centre-halves. He's about 31. He spent his entire career in Japan. Their goalkeeper, Hiroki Ilkura, is one of their highest-rated players.
I'm not the only one who's looked at that right back and thought, did I see right there straight away? Because I...
Ken, what are you doing, Ken?
Yeah. Sorry. It's very childish of me. I do apologise. But when you see that, you kind of double take just to... I mean, listen, we've seen some crazy names in the past. And, I thought you would have spotted that before me, Billy, to be honest.
No, I was looking at the fellow in midfield, Tako Yukida.
Take your kidder. Wow.
Anyway, Jun Amano is their old guard attacking midfielder who tends to be just behind Lopez. Again, he had a good game here. So let's go and have a look at some of them. And by the way, they do have a backup goalkeeper called William Pop, which I thought was quite funny. So I had a look at him.
Not a Japanese name. Not in the Japanese. No, I'm not having that.
He is Japanese.
When have you ever heard a Japanese name called William Pop?
It's fantastic.
Come on.
Oh dear. Anyway, this is Anderson Lopez. So this is their main striker. So it's going to be quite funny because Bruno and Joe Linton are going to be able to understand most of the opposition because half of them are Brazilian. So Anderson Lopez, 13 goals, 3 assists in the J League from, again, they're only halfway through the season, by the way. So this is fantastic. He's left-footed. He's just shy of 6 foot, technical, physical. In terms of his career, first 2 years in the Brazilian leagues, and then he's done a bit of a trip for Asia. He started off in Japan, went to Seoul, FC Seoul in Korea. He spent 1 season in Wuhan in 2021 and then regretted it because something happened, which we will all remember, and decided to go back to Japan. We'll gloss over that one. He scored 22 goals last year, and he's on his 13 this year. So he's seasoned. He's been around in the Asian leagues. He's not bad. The youngster, I say youngster, he's 25. He's just not 30. 25, he's nearly 26. So he's the guy that plays on the right wing. He's left-footed, inverted winger. He's a little bit small, 5'9", but it is what it is. 3 goals, 5 assists as well. And his career to date was Brazil. He tried his hand in Marinos in the Portuguese top flight and then went to Japan. You've also got the other Brazilian. This is on the opposite side, another winger, Jose Elber Pimentel da Silva, all of the names. He's 32 as well, and he's had a bit of an interesting career in Brazil and then going to Japan. Eduardo, the centre-half, apparently his name is Dudu.
We've had a few something else like that before.
So,
excuse me 1 second. I need to take this comment up, please. Please, Devon Singh. I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. I have you know you are completely wrong, guys. You saw me in the chat on holiday singing "Angels" by Robbie Williams, and everybody said it was really good.
Have you shown him the other video, Paul?
No, that shall never be seen. To be quite honest, never ever be seen, Alex. So thank you for bringing that up. So you're wrong there, Leslie. I can hold a tune, so thank you. Anyway,
he sang it better than Robbie Williams. That's what I will say.
Thank you, Billy.
Dudu,
yes,
Dudu. So he is their Brazilian centre half, 6'1". He's pretty good from what I've seen of him. He's okay. Again, they've got decent level players, to be fair to them. Well, I should hope so. They're challenging in the league. They were second last year. They play in the Asian Champions League. This guy, despite being Brazilian, has only played in Japan at the senior level, which is interesting. He's basically just went to Japan straight. I don't know. I've not looked into the background on this guy. Whether maybe he just, I don't know. Maybe he's got family there. Who knows? And this is their number 20, who is kind of the main man Japanese-wise. He's 33 years old. He kind of
what in the world's name of haircuts is that?
Right, it's the old Curtains haircut, isn't it?
Well, it's not even that, is it, Billy? It's like it's just somebody's cut. Well, I'm not going to comment because
it's rather shaped like a certain part of a man's appendage, isn't it?
I am being very respectful of the Japanese tonight. So,
ding ding. Ding, ding.
Anyway, he's more of a scramble around after Lopez up front and try and feed off the scraps. And he does quite well at it, to be fair. He scored in the last fixture. So he basically has been in Japan for most of his career. He has 2 league titles, to be fair. He won the league with Marinos in 2019. He went to Korea for 1 year, won the league, and then went, fine, I've done it, and then came back. Well, he did spend another year at a different team, very strange journeyman, and then decided to just have a holiday in Belgium for 23 starts when he was 28 years old. Very odd, strange career. But he's been with Marinos for a very long time. He's been involved with them on and off since he was 22 years old in 2014. So he's one of the long-standing players. So this is how they did line up. Of course, in terms of high-rated players, their goalkeeper Ilkura is the... Oh, he's not. It's actually Shirasaka that's the second highest rated player. Oh, never mind. I got that wrong.
Shira who?
Where?
Sorry. 2 players in one there.
Shinosuke Hatanaka. And there's William Pop down there.
I'm not having that. Apparently his dad's American. That's why he's called William Pop. And his mum's Japanese.
Anyway, so they are allowed to play in the Emperor's Cup. Of course, the Red Diamonds were banned from the Emperor's Cup because of. I forgot to do this in the preview for the last game, by the way, guys. It was quite an interesting point. Is they weren't allowed to play in the Emperor's Cup because of fans being unruly and naughty, which I thought I can't picture the Japanese fans being misbehaving, but yeah, the Red Diamonds weren't allowed in the Emperor's Cup this year because they just said no, your fans were too naughty in one game, no Emperor's Cup for you, but. Yokohama are still in it. It looks like they scraped through whoever Mito Hollyhock are. They scraped through on pens. And they did get knocked out of the Asian Champions League by Al Ain as well. They lost. They got absolutely spanked 5-1, to be fair. So they're out of that. They actually beat Gifu on penalties. That is the team, for anybody who cares, that I have my Football Manager save on. They started in Division 3 in Japan. But yes, their season's been a bit wishy-washy. They've had a terrible run of form with 4 losses in recent months. They managed to get it back on track with a win in the Emperor's Cup and 2 wins in the league. And then they've got our little game sandwiched in here in their little mid-season break before they go and play Sapporo on
Alex, don't mention little and Japanese in the same sentence, please.
Short break. Oh, no, that's the same problem.
A minor break.
Anyway, that is Yokohama F Marinos. They are not a bad side. They were second in the league last year. They've got a lot of Brazilians in the side. They're well balanced. Tactics look okay, but they've struggled a lot recently. I would say if you had to, hand on heart, I'd say this should be easier than the first game, based on recent form from their team. Who knows? It could swing the other direction, definitely. But yeah, we'll see.
It'll be interesting. Kickoff is.
Oh yeah, they did sack Harry Kuehl as well. Sorry, that is a really funny and important fact.
Yes, they did. Kickoff is 11 a.m. We will start our Matchday live show at 10:45 in the morning. So make sure you're up and about for that one, and you join us for the game. We'll have a great time commentating anyway, and hopefully see a very good Newcastle United performance. Eddie Howe has stated that we could see Bruno, Fabian Schär, and Lloyd Kelly all play a part in the game. So we shall see. And we will do a poll at the start of the show about how many touches we think Miggy's going to have tomorrow. Is it 1, 2, or 3? They're the only options you can have. But we will see. Or zero, yes. But thank you very much for watching tonight. It's been a great show, as usual, getting your input, guys, on signings and things like that and latest news. Thank you very much to the mods. Thank you for all your super chats and memberships, etc. Continue to vote for us in the Football Awards as well. If you are new and you like what you've seen, please do subscribe to the channel. It is free, but don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload or a live show. And, of course, please do hit the like button before you leave. Alex, something tickled your fancy there?
Yeah, the opposition have a player called Shu Maruka, and it's just a great name.
Shu Maruka. Yeah, it's a good name of a song, isn't it? It could be. I'm going to write a song called Shu Maruka.
I love these names. They're fantastic.
I like the one Doo-Doo. It sounds like Jaws music, doesn't it?
Doo-Doo.
They have a right back called Kimito Nono or Nono, not Nono.
Do you know what noise a gay shark makes?
Oh God.
Doo-Doo, 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 doo-doo.
It's been nice knowing you, everyone. But we are now cancelled. We apologise for Billy.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to Alex and Billy. But mainly, as usual, thank you to you guys. You're absolute legends. Well over almost 1,300 across both platforms tonight on Twitter and YouTube. But we will be back fresh as daisies in the morning, won't we, Billy?
We will indeed.
Yes. So Billy is getting up very early, freshen up, and not look like Kim Jong-un tomorrow. He will be fresh.
When in Rome.
Absolutely. But thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a great rest of your Friday evening, and we'll see you for Matchday Live in the morning. But until then, good night.
We're the lads and lasses.
Come back and check out the